first, a small correction. There's absolutely no way that I'm involved in leading the ecosystem. Perhaps
Neither
this
do
one.
I.
But so Abdelhameed and I are actually not going to talk about what we're doing. We're going to actually go through a little bit of where the ecosystem has gone over the past couple of years and how it's come to where it is now. We really want to emphasize the path that a lot of ecosystems take, starting out with a small group of very inspired individuals that then form organizations and then crowd in other organizations, and then those organizations, in an ideal case, form a collaborative ecosystem with a little bit of structure. And I think we've seen that happen, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. So first, starting with the inspired individuals. About, whenever it was, 5, 10 years ago, you've got people like Con O'Donnell, Wael Amin, Khalid Bashara, Khalid Ismail. You've got investors like Ahmed Alfi, Hani Sabati, Navinia Tahri, Hussam Alam, a lot of other ones that really got interested in this space, and some early people who recognized the impact that was possible, like Dina Mufti, Sharif Kamel, that really understood this is going to be something important for the country.
Yeah, and these individuals actually formed organizations. Organizations like Sawari Ventures, Flat Six Labs, Injaz Egypt, Endeavor, the AECEIP. You've got angel investors like KI Angels and Cairo Angels. You've got companies that support entrepreneurs like InnoVentures. And
so we saw a lot of organizations coming in at the very high end, and I think if those who've been looking at the ecosystem for a while knew that we had a lot of, we had Sawari Ventures and we had iDevelopers early on, and then we had Endeavor obviously got very important in that growth, high-end growth stage. But what we didn't have really was the pipeline to feed into them. But then we started seeing a lot of groundswell, and so, and the groundswell?
yeah, I'm trying to cope with Steve. The last time I saw him yesterday, he was dancing salsa in Cairo Jazz Club, and actually the background song was Nubian song. So I'm trying to cope with that. So basically, at the seed stage, there are a lot of entities that came in and tried to fill this space, and always never forget the investments that Flat Six Labs are doing with their accelerator, Injaz with their incubator, and the 10 companies that come up every year. InnoVenture is also doing some stuff at that level, but they're more in the takeoff space, and also Nahdat Mahrousa, that is a social incubator.
So we saw a lot of work happening at the growth stage, a lot of work happening at the idea stage, like so Google Lab. They're really showing how many ideas were out there. What we're really hoping for now is that a little more people start getting into that takeoff stage, like more angels, really hoping more angels are going to come into the space. But we are starting to see Tamkeen Capital, Vodafone Ventures, a few others bring their investment sizes down, so you can have some hope there. The really cool thing is that now you've got all of these players, but now they start to collaborate and figure out where is their place in the market, how can they work together. And I think we all saw that amazingly when all of these players came together for Rise Up 2 years ago and again last year and will again this year. And that kind of collaborative ecosystem has been successful at accelerating a number of very cool companies well outside of Egypt, and we're hoping to see a lot more. So
some of them are here actually. So yeah, the products of the ecosystem, I'm gonna list some. These are not only the ones that are here, but there are a lot of startups in Egypt that made it to the global level. I would definitely mention Wazdaf, the online portal. I'd like to actually cheer for them. These guys are amazing, okay? They've been invested by 500 startups, and there are other 3 startups as well that been there. So we'd say Itfali, which is an e-commerce platform. You've got Rwafiyat, the amazing team that just came from Silicon Valley. Also you have Connectai, a startup that some of us don't really know, but they're very solid with their team. They have an amazing entrepreneur heading the company. You've got Eventus, the amazing platform that we as Rise Up use, and most of the events in the ecosystem in the region are using right now. You've got also Integrate with their massive Kickstarter campaign that raised something more than $100,000 online. This is like right direct to the market. And a lot of startups that are growing this stage. So this ecosystem is really productive.
Great. So the reason why we wanted to take you through that was to end up with this idea that you've got already, I mean, we're super, super happy that CCC Startups is here, that Startup Adventure is here to talk about linking ecosystems around the world, but particularly linking ecosystems in places like Cairo to Silicon Valley.